been talking to you about. So happy Tuesday, everybody. It is August 30th, and it is our Tuesday lunch lessons. And today we're talking about how do you spot a narcissist and everything that falls under how do you spot a narcissist. And this is our second Tuesday of doing this series. So I'm just going to go over briefly of what we covered last week in our Tuesday lunch lessons and what we're going to be covering today. Because if you, for your TikTokers, if you go to my bio and you click that link and you get that free mini course that I'm offering, you'll get on my mailing list, and that's going to lead you to getting notifications how to join on the Zoom where you can get coached if you would like. All right, so how to spot a narcissist live series. So here's what we covered last week. Thanks for the follows. All right, here's what we covered last week. What are the red flags? And how do you trust your intuition? And if you want to hear the replay of that, go to my YouTube channel. And again, if you're getting the emails, you'll get the email with my YouTube channel. Boom, you just go there. So here's what we're covering today. How do you set boundaries for connection and safety? And how do you discern the difference between love bombing and genuine displays of affection? Okay, these are questions that I got from you when I asked this question. And so I just literally copy and paste what you want to know. How do you spot a narcissist? And talk about it. So for those of you in the chat or on Facebook, let me just hop over to Facebook, make sure I am there. Yep, I'm there. Any comments coming in? Hey, Tammy. Hey, Nancy. Hello. Any questions around these two topics that I'm going to cover? All right, let's dive in, right? Who's ready? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a yes. Let me know in the chat. Let me know on TikTok. Let me know on Facebook if you are ready to know how to set the boundaries for connection and safety and how to discern between love bombing and genuine displays of connection. Because I'm ready to give this to you. So here's what brought on this whole idea of doing this series. Because if you're a survivor of narcissistic abuse, you understand that spotting people who don't have empathy very early on is an important skill to foster. And I think that it's a great topic for those who are recovering. I've been out of my relationship with my ex-husband for over 10 years now. And there's still areas of my life where I'm still recovering from what I had been through. Okay. So I say that to say that for you, you're going to excel in some areas of your life. Like for relationships, I excelled. I got out of it quickly. You know, once I got out of it, got into a healthy relationship. I'm now married to the man of my dreams. And in that part of my life, my relationships, whoo, but there's other parts of your life and the relationships that you have with different parts of you that you're still going to need to give attention to and recover from. Okay. So to answer this question, how do you spot a narcissist, is always going to be the same coming from me. You must heal. And this is it. You must heal from the past narcissistic abuse you've experienced, and then you will never attract a narcissistic partner again, period. So when I show up for these TikTok lives, Facebook lives here in Zoom, I'm not going to give you the crap that you could Google and get the same types of answers. I'm going to give you the deeper shit that you need to know in order to get out of this, because that gives me pleasure to educate and help you heal so that you never get no more, you don't experience that anymore. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to give you the Google stuff because that's a waste of your time. It's a waste of my time. I'm going to give you the answers and let's dive in. So how do you set boundaries for connection and safety? This is something that I did a quick TikTok video on this, and I'm basically going to repeat what I said there. Hey, Zoom loves, I'm just going to mute everybody so we don't have any background noise. And in the chat, I'm going to give you what I am talking about right now. Okay. How do you set boundaries for connection and safety? So the first thing that I want to share with you about boundaries is that boundaries outside of you are only going to be for toxic people. Okay. Boundaries do not need to be set with healthy relationships that you have. Number one. So, for example, my relationship with my husband now, I never set a boundary with him. I never said, you can't do this, you can do this. It was, I respect him, he respects me. When you have that respect, you don't need boundaries. You only need boundaries for these people who are willing and overstep their boundaries with you, i.e. disrespect you. So let's rewind on the boundaries. So the boundaries that you need to set are for you first. So boundaries like, I am only willing to accept great conversations. I'm only willing to accept people in my life who bring me joy, who I feel comfortable with, who I can converse with, right? Set the boundaries with yourself first of what it is that you will accept and won't accept, right? Like if I go, say, for example, if you say to yourself, I go on a date, I'm only willing to accept boundaries. I'm only willing to accept great conversations, whatever it is for you that is a boundary for you. Boundaries start with you. They start with you. Then they work their way out. Because when you have the boundaries for you, this is an energy that you hold inside of you, and people feel that energy. Energy is felt. Okay. So you've heard the term, oh my gosh, I walked into the room and I could cut the tension with a knife. You could have been happy-go-lucky, and then your mood instantly changes when you walk into this room because you felt that energy. We feel each other's energy. So when you have a boundary or boundaries for yourself, this is an energy you have inside of you, and people will respect you, and people who are toxic won't even try that shit with you because they instinctively know, don't go there. Don't go there. Right? So boundaries start with you. All right. I want that to be super clear. Boundaries start with you. Set those boundaries for yourself and people will follow them. Okay. And then outside of you, boundaries are for those toxic people, because nobody's ever set a boundary with me. I've never said, Denise, this is a boundary. You can't do this or you can't say this, because I respect people. And I know that I treat people the way I want to be treated. So I'm not going to say things that overstep somebody's boundaries. Or what I do is I ask. Like the other day, I was on a call with a woman. She brought up her daughter and I said, can I ask you X, Y, and Z before I went in to give her information? And I got her permission. She said yes. So then I proceeded. That's what respectful people do for each other. We ask, right? So the question goes on to say, how do you set boundaries for connection and safety? Okay. So boundaries, this is my opinion. Now remember, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychotherapist. I'm not a therapist. I'm a coach. I've been through this experience. I'm out of this experience, and I'm now in healthy relationships. And this is what I'm blessed to teach people. To me, boundaries aren't there for connection, besides the boundaries with yourself. But if this person was talking about boundaries outside of herself, you don't make a connection with somebody by setting boundaries outside of yourself. Boundaries are for safety, yes. Okay, but they're not for connection outside of yourself. Like when you set a boundary for somebody, that doesn't make there's now a connection between you and that person. But the connection for the boundaries, yes, absolutely come from when you set boundaries for yourself and have a deeper connection to yourself. Yes, there's the connection. And then safety, absolutely. So does anybody have any questions about boundaries? The boundaries that you set outside yourself are for safety. You have to let people know that this is acceptable or this is not acceptable. And remember who you're dealing with also when you have to set these boundaries outside of yourself, okay? And you'll know, you'll pick up on it, you'll know. All right, let me just hop over to Facebook, see if there's any connection or any comments. Okay. All right, I think we're good there. And you see me looking away, it's because I'm talking to my phone on Zoom, talking to my Zoom peeps, talking to, my TikTok peeps. I'm on Zoom and Facebook. I'm like, why not just do it all at once? Why not? Okay, so here's the second one. How do you discern the difference between love bombing and genuine displays of affection? This is a great question that I'm excited to dive into. All right, let me hop over to Facebook and put that there. Boom shakalaka. How do you discern the difference between love bombing and genuine displays of connection? So here's what's popping up in my head to answer this question. And it is from when I was dating. I was dating this guy, Todd. And Todd was so nice to me. So nice. He was so nice. And I remember him saying things, and I would get that intuitive hit, like, that's weird. So he'd say things like, one thing that I remember him saying was, oh, your hand fits so well in my hand, he said. And ladies, like, I get it. When you want a relationship with somebody and somebody says something like that, you know, you want to feel that connection. Well, I'll tell you this, the minute I had sex with Todd, he was out. So I share this with you to say that when you connect with yourself, when you tap into your energy, you will know the difference between the love bombing, because the love bombing is the shortest and quickest and easiest answer I can give you of love bombing is it's too much, too soon. Too much, too soon. Too much, too soon. So ask yourself, is this too much, too soon? You know, because at our age, you might get somebody who says, well, you know, I know what I want because I've been in all these relationships. And at this age, I just, go for it, which is fine. But why are we in a rush? Too much, too soon. That's love bombing. Too much, too soon. I like you. I like you too much. These are things that I remember dates saying to me. I like you too much. Date one. I like you too much. How do you like me too much? You don't even know me. What? Right? Let's say I love you. I love you. Now you say it. These are things that dates have told me in the past. And I was so reluctant to say I love you because I didn't feel it. You got to feel it to say it. I didn't love him. I'm not going to say I love you unless I really love you. And I didn't feel it. And there was a huge disconnection to this person. And he wanted to rush into let's jump in and say, I love you. Because he probably figured if we can get past the I love you, you love me, we'll go to the next phase of the relationship, right? Genuine displays of affection is going to be when you feel it's appropriate, or you don't feel your gut saying, is this too much too soon? I like you too much. Let's say I love you, right? So genuine displays of affection. So the first, I guess it was the first real date that my husband now and I had back in February of 2015. And it was cold. And here in North Carolina, it was cold. And we went to go see a live band at a bar. And he had to drive quite a ways because where we lived at the time from each other was about 40 minutes in distance, right? So he comes, and it was Valentine's Day. And I say a real date because we were just hanging out and like grabbing some chicken wings and watching, what do they call it? Going Dutch. It was, he bought the tickets. We were at a Valentine's Day, blah, blah, blah. So it was a real date. So he waits until the end of our date. He said, oh, I have something for you. And it was, and like, I'm going to get squishy because it was like the sweetest thing ever. It was a purple plant that froze in the trunk of his car. It froze. It was a purple plant, and Garibaldi, I can't pronounce the name, chocolates. And he waited until after the whole date. So the date actually ended the next day because, like I said, he had to drive 40 minutes. We were having some drinks. So we went to my friend's house and spent the night there so that nobody had to drive 40 minutes to get back home. We waited until the next morning when we went to go get his car to give me the plant and the chocolates. And so I share that with you to say that, somebody who is love bombing, they're going to want to give you the gifts right away up front, because the love bombing is, so narcissists are famous for too much too soon and in the love bombing, but also look at me. I'm going to give this to you now so you can you're impressed by me. And also you're going to tell all your friends during the whole night, you got these flowers, you got this chocolate, you got this blah, 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 blah. And it's also really the biggest thing that I can share with you. It's tapping into your own energy, because these people are so slick and master manipulators that the biggest thing that is going to help you is to tap into your own energy, right? Oh, that's so sweet. But in the back of your head, are you saying what? What's the energy that you feel? We've been so disconnected from ourselves, and this is all by design, right? Why do you think there's so many toxic relationships and abuse in the world? It's by design. It's meant to be that way. Because anyway, that's a whole nother rabbit hole, but I'm just going to say that it leads you to, when you're disconnected from yourself, this is important. This is how you will create disconnected relationships. When you're connected to yourself, mind, body, and soul, you will attract connecting relationships, connections. So the most important thing is for you to continue to connect with yourself, continue to work on yourself, continue to love, forgive, and trust yourself. Those are the important things for you to continue to do every single day. What can I do today that brings me closer to me? And as women, I can't speak for guys because I'm not a guy, but as women, I know that we were raised to think that focusing on ourselves and putting ourselves as a priority is selfish. That's selfish. You think of everybody else first. Oh, that's really good. You're supposed to do that. You're thinking of yourself first. You're putting yourself as a priority. That's selfish. This is that's been ingrained in our brains for generations. And this is how we become people pleasers. And this is how we create these types of relationships. We're so used to giving, an outpour of giving, that we forget about ourselves. When the most important person in the relationship is you. This is how you form a healthy relationship. This is how you attract healthy relationships, is by you being connected to you. And what's sexier than you being your authentic self and having the confidence inside of you to be your authentic self? What is sexier than that? Well, let me know, because I can't think of anything, right? Like in my relationship now with my husband, I am so myself. I can't be anybody else because I've been working on myself so much. And he tells me all the time, I love that about you. I love that about you. I love that about you. And of course, it's not like I'm all about me and I'm only thinking about me. Of course, I think about my husband. Of course, I attend to his needs as well. The only difference is that I don't put his needs before my own. I take care of myself first, right? You cannot pour from an empty cup. Think of it this way. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And when you're giving, because you're not connected to yourself and you're a people pleaser, and you think that by giving by everybody else validates you as a person, as a wife, as a mom, as a this, as a that, where is there room in the relationship for you? You have to make space for you. You have to pour from a cup runneth over. Fill your cup up first. Love yourself. Forgive yourself. Trust yourself. Fill your cup up first. That's how you can be the best person, the best wife, the best mother, the best employee, the best entrepreneur. Fill your cup up first. I know when I have days that I skip my morning routine, it's like I'm like a chicken with no head. Where do I? But when I start off my day in a calm, centered energy, I'm my best self throughout the day. So one of the biggest things that women tell me, and men, that is hindering them from having a healthy relationship is that they don't trust themselves. They don't trust they'll pick a good partner. And that's where these questions come from, right? So what I want to share with you is the trust workshop that I'm doing this Thursday, 2 more days, and I'm giving away prizes. So I'm giving away prizes to anybody who registers, who attends, who stays, and I wanted to share these gifts with you. Okay, so just by signing up, so for those of you on TikTok, just go to my bio, click the link, and you can get on my email list, and then you'll get a notification to join this workshop that's happening September 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then for those of you on Facebook, you'll get the link below, and also anybody joining on Zoom, you will get the email as well if you haven't already signed up. So I wanted to just share with you the gifts that I'm giving away. And these gifts, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. These gifts are to entice you. They are to get you to show up all the way through. That's how you're going to benefit the most, right? I know life gets busy, but you are important. Your relationships are important. Your happiness is important. Make yourself a priority. Prioritize yourself. Commit to yourself. Commit to your growth. Okay, so the first one, just by signing up, just by putting your name and your email address, you're going to get my 5 steps to finding true love after toxic love. workbook. For those of you on TikTok, there it is. Just by signing up, you'll get it in a PDF form. There you go on Zoom. You get it. Okay. You get this. And I walk you through in this workbook all of the things, step 1, step 2, and journal prompts to journal on these questions. Okay. That's just by signing up. Boom, name and email. That's it. Okay. If you sign up and you attend the workshop, okay, hold on. You get my ebook, Empower the Woman Within, and you'll get the ebook. This is my journey. The book is my journey of being in the stuff, coming out of the stuff, and the last chapter. I love happy endings. So the last chapter is the happy ending of my surprise engagement. So you'll get the ebook by signing up and attending. Okay, that's prize number 2. Number 3 is sign up, attend, and stay for the entire workshop, which is 3 hours, because I really dive deep in there for you. And we really get to the heart of things on how to trust yourself, right? You get my 6-week course called With Brave Wings, She Flies, and it comes with a workbook. There's the workbook, comes with the workbook, and it has all the homework that it gives to you in the 6-week course. So we dive deep into letting go of your fear, breaking down the barriers and becoming vulnerable. That's your power, ladies. Building that trust muscle back up again. We talk about trust, all the things that I covered in the 6-week course with Brave Wings, She Flies. You get that for signing up, attending, and staying 3 hours. Okay. Now here's the grand finale. Here's the big one. Here's the big one. It is, you sign up, you attend, you stay the 3 hour for the 3-hour workshop, and you follow through with the call to action at the end. If you do all of that, then I'm going to give to you my 12-week course that's retired now. It's called Empower the Woman Within. It's based off of my book, and it also comes with a workbook. Can you tell I love workbooks? I love workbooks. And the workbook, you'll get it in a PDF. This is what it looks like printed up. And the workbook has all of the deep dives of homework that I give to you in this 12-week course. And in the calls, so you'll get the whole course, I share with you the letter, the manifesting letter that I wrote in 2013, tucked it under my bed, and everything in this letter, except for 2 things, manifested. And the 2 things that didn't manifest, no big deal. The main things that I wrote in this letter, how to manifest your man, came true. So I share this letter with you in the course. So all you have to do is sign up, stay, and follow through. Stay, attend, and stay for the workshop, and follow through with the call to action, and you get all of these. You get my 12-week, you get my 6-week, you get the ebook, and you get the first workbook. Okay. So I would love to see you in this workshop as well, because, right, like, it's time. It's time. You can't ignore the traumas anymore. You can't ignore what's happening right now. It's time to clear and release the conscious and unconscious trauma that you've swept under the rug up until this point. It's time that you create space for everything that aligns with the luminous and radiant being that you're evolving into. This is the time to clear this out so that you can have the amazing life that you keep asking for, that you keep wanting, that you keep dreaming of. What you seek is seeking you. You can have it. So if you are somebody who feels like you're going crazy, like every day is on repeat, right? I think we're all going through this with nowhere to run anymore. Just know that this is the process. This is the process. All right, my loves, I love you so much. I will leave for the Zoom. You will get the link in the email to sign up for the Trust Workshop. For TikTokers, go to my bio, click that link. You'll get on my email list. And for the Facebook, I'll post the link in the comments below. All right, my loves, have an amazing day. Bye.